Hello, trading has closed on the 25th of February 2025. As always, we'll start with our disclaimer. We'll go over our calls and then make our prediction. It's my trading plan for Wednesday, which is February 26, 2025. Remember, it's a plan. My plan can change. My plan can be wrong. Also, all week, I have personal business during the day. I'm not following the market closely. I have far less than my usual amount of time to do my analysis, and it's unlikely I'll make any trades all week long. Look for the pattern today with the early high, which is this. Tomorrow should have the early low. We had a target of 6,021.34. We came nowhere near it, so we have to add that one to the list. These failed targets are highly likely to print at some time in the future. The system was developed between June and August of 2002, and a small fraction of 1% of the targets haven't printed. 99+% print, but that doesn't mean it prints tomorrow. It doesn't mean it prints anytime soon. This is a reminder of what we said. Remember, we had a target yesterday that printed after 3 weeks. This might take 3 weeks. It might take longer. I don't know. During the day, in the morning, MEJT gave an ultimate sell signal and a sell signal. We certainly traded lower, but they gave an optional target, but not required to print, but almost always will, that we trade higher as well, and that also played out. So that's already worked. It also said this drop here wasn't for keeps. We were going to recover, and that's already played out as well. This is a daily chart. If you look at this magenta trend line, we have a drop too, but not through the trend line in a straight line. When you do that, the rule is either you gap under the line or the line wins. So if we don't gap under today's low tomorrow, any move under this line shouldn't stick. It should retrace. Now, we had the same thing here. It actually already retraced during the day, but normally you should see it on a daily chart as well, even though you don't have to. So at some point we're going to probably return to here, even though it isn't required, because we already retraced here intraday. But this one, if you don't gap under it, it shouldn't stick. This is all a drop to a trend line, but not through it. Now, there's no law that says you can't gap under it. We're in a strong decline. You certainly could gap under it and keep on dropping. But if you don't do that, this is one of the logical places for it to stop, although I can't count this whole decline as being over. Well, Wednesday's pattern has the really low regardless of where we open. We dropped to a significant trend line in a straight line. If the decline is to continue unabated, we need to gap under that line. There's a volume spike in futures, and the NASDAQ, McClellan Oscillator, and Volatility Index are outside their respective Bollinger Bands. All these are compatible with a bounce higher here, although I don't think this whole decline is over. It doesn't mean you drop every day. Now, maintaining a gap and prompt move under the low of day changes the picture. That implies lower prices printing sooner rather than later. So we had this big drop, new low. This isn't really a rejection of the low because you haven't cleared any of these prior lows. It could be just backing and filling, and there's nothing to stop us from gapping under here. But futures are up as I record this, and if we don't gap under here, we certainly have enough to justify a recovery tomorrow, even if we don't close higher. It's the pattern tomorrow with the early low, and that's today's call.